Okay, here we go. We're going to start standing with our ball in our hands. Our feet are nice and wide. We're going to sweep that ball down on an inhale. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, lower it down. Two more. Inhale, two, exhale, and one more. Inhale, two, exhale. I'm going to take it all the way down. And I'm going to take this hand and roll it as I reach the other arm back. I come back to center, and I take it to the other side. Use your core to come up and reach long. I bring it up. I stretch. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more. I want you to hold it in this direction and just turn your whole body to face that ball. Yep. I want you to roll the ball back and out. My hand's on my thigh to give support to my spine. Roll it back, press it out. And 3, and 2, and 1. Take it to the other side, turn with it, and we reach it out, pull it back. Lengthen, strengthen. Inhale, exhale. For 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to center. And I want you to roll it out. Get those legs nice and long. Then pull the belly in, round your spine to bring it back right underneath those shoulders. And we start to peel ourselves forward. As the crown of the head goes forward, the tail goes back, and I round and bring it up. And we'll do one more. Let's reach it, reach it, reach it. Scoop the belly and pull it in. Okay, I want you to sit on your ball. Don't be too far back. Don't have a whole lot of your thigh on the ball. Okay? Now, the wider your legs are, the more stability you'll have. So if you're like, I'm freaking out on this ball, take your feet a little wider. Okay? And you don't have to use the ball at all. Don't fall off your ball. I feel like I have to say that. Reach the arms long. Connect your shoulders to your back. You're going to tuck your tail and let that lower back come onto your ball. And then I'll roll the ball back out. So my ball is actually moving. I exhale, melt those shoulders, and inhale. Exhale. Now this time as I bring my spine up, my arms are going to come up as well. That's an inhale. Exhale, round, tuck the pelvis. Inhale, lift. Exhale, make sure those shoulders are melting as well. Now this time, the arm closest to me is going to come down. I'm going to follow it, and I bring it back up. Inhale. Exhale, bring it back, and sweep it up. We bring it back. We sweep it up, and one more. We bring it back, and we sweep it up. Bring those arms back to center again, and tuck that tail. From here, take the arm closest to me and sweep it out to me. Follow it, but nothing else goes with it, and then bring it back to center. The opposite arm, follow it, and bring it back in. I'm going to inhale, so my lower back is resting on that ball. I exhale. Inhale to exhale. You should feel your core holding you here. I'm taking my time, reaching my arms long. And last one, and bring it back to center. I'm going to walk my feet further forward until I'm about one hand's length from the floor of my seat. Hands go behind the head. And I'm going to just let my spine melt over my ball. If you are a vertigo sufferer, don't go over with your head. Keep it more parallel. And then retrace your steps and come back up. So you want to walk your feet more forward without falling off your, yeah, you want to be way down. Like you're almost going to sit on the floor. Yes. And you can do it right like that. No, seriously, you can stay just like that and go over your ball. You can be completely on your mat with your butt. And then bring it back up. Yep. And then we take it over. And we bring it up. Now hold it up. Turn towards me. I'm going to drape my elbow over the ball. So I'm in this diagonal. I go over my ball. I keep this heavy. It's not going with me. And I come back up. Exhale. I inhale, stretch. Exhale, scoop. And one more. Inhale. 2 exhale, center. I'm going to twist the opposite direction. I'm going to go over my ball in an inhale. And I exhale. Make sure your feet aren't going to slip, okay? So be on a good spot on your mat. And come back up. We got 2 more. We'll inhale over. Exhale up. I feel a little bit of my hamstrings and even glutes kind of firing a little bit to help hold me here. Bring it back to the center. I'm going to bend my knees more and let my seat almost sit on my heels. I'm going to press my legs straight. I'm going to keep my chin to my chest and come back down. Keep that chin towards your chest. Squeeze your booty and come back down. I'm going to exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Lengthen. And we'll do one more. We press it out. And we're going to come all the way down. Hold it here and do another extension here. Good. And then bring that chin back to your chest. And we'll do that one more time. We'll take it over that ball and bring it back in. Okay, we're going to take the ball from behind us and bring it around. So I'm going to center myself on my mat now. I'm going to take my feet on top of my ball. So it's just my toes touching the ball, and I'm in a Pilates V. My heels are lifted. My arms are long to my side. On an inhale, I'm going to press out. On an exhale, I'm going to try and use my core to pull that ball back in. Inhale, scoop the belly. Feel the back of the legs as well. Lengthen, enjoy that stretch. Exhale, come back in. Inhale. Now, if you want to add more abdominal work, hands behind the head, hand over hand. I'm going to inhale out. Exhale, crunch up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, scoop. Nice and long. Belly in strong. You take it out. We're just going to do 2 more here. Make sure you're not dragging your head. It's chin to chest, eyes to navel. 1 more. And we're going to take it all the way out and place my hands back onto the mat. So I'm in my little Pilates stance. So I'm going to walk my feet up a little bit more so my ankles are definitely on the ball. I'm going to go into a bridge, a straight leg bridge. My arms press down, my shoulders press down, and then I return back home. Try that again. Open the hips, squeeze your seat, and come back down. There's no pressure on my neck. I gently press the back of my head into my mat. I come back down. I'm going to do 1 more. Now see if you can hold this up. Can you frog in? My knees are apart, and I press my legs straight back out. You can do this with your booty on the ground as well. I bring it in like a frog, and I press out. Drive the belly in, and return. 2 more. Exhale. 2 inhale. I hold this one out, and I lower down my seat. I want you to take your right leg, so I'm going to cue right, left. Take your right leg, bend it, and pull it in, and grab onto it with 2 hands and pull that knee towards you. You can keep your head down on the mat. I'm going to nod my chin to my chest. I'm going to roll that ball in and out. Now, if your head is lifted, I want your shoulder blades off the mat, and the base of your shoulder blade is the only thing that's touching the mat. Pull it in, press it out. Pull it in. I'm trying to get my foot comfortable. You guys comfortable with your foot? All right. Now, if you want to even work harder, take the hands behind the head. And when this ball leg bends, the other leg is going to go over. Bend it in, press it out. Bend it in, press it out. Inhale on the out, exhale on the in. Out, in. Now this time, when the ball leg goes out and this leg bends in, I want you to reach it up. Bend it and then retrace, the ball comes back in. Switch, lift, bend, over, in, zip it up, in, go over. 2 more. Watch where the head is and the neck and the shoulders. And 1 more. Boom, boom. Take both feet onto your ball. Bend your knees and give a little hug of the knees in towards the chest. Walk your feet up your ball. All right, hopefully that went well. So now I'm going to take my legs straight out. And I'm going to hug in my left knee. I'm going to pull that left knee in. I'm going to draw my chin to my chest. If I'm lifting my head up, I'll take hand over hand behind my head. And I'm going to draw that ball in and out. So I keep the other leg still at first. My elbows should be in a nice straight line. My chin's to my chest. My shoulder blades are off my mat. You have to be able to maintain this in order to keep your head off the mat. Good. Now, if you want extra credit, as the ball comes in, the opposite leg goes over the ball and then back in. Inhale as you press that ball out. Exhale in. Watch your neck. Remember, your head is being held up from your core, not your neck. That lower back should be heavy. The bowling ball is right here on that body. Now, as I bend my free leg in, I'm going to extend it up, bend, bring the ball in, take that leg out. Almost like a bow and arrow with your legs. One's going out as the other one's pulling in. Zip, bend, press, zip, bend. You got 2 more to go. In, zip it up, bend, press it over, last one, in. Zip it up, keep the ball out, 2 feet on the ball, and head comes back down. Bend those knees in and make the feet parallel, and walk your feet up until they're at the tippy top of your ball. Now make sure that your chin is closer to your chest than it is to the ceiling. So I don't want to see a tilted neck. I want to see a nice long neck. All right, so my legs are pressing into my center line. My feet are molded on top of my ball. Arms are long to your side, and press the back of the arms and hands into the floor. I'm going to tuck my tail. My butt's going to come up first. And I'm going to articulate my spine up off my mat. Now, on an exhale, I'm going to take 5 counts to lower down. And as you're lowering down, I want you to have your shoulders still open and down to the floor. Tuck the tail, press through the back of your body, pull the navel in and up. Exhale, come back down. Now, if you're quite happy doing it that way, stay that way. I'm going to add some more leg work. So I'm going to tuck again, lift up. In the up position, I'm going to take my legs straight out and bring them back in. And I take them straight out, inhale, exhale, come back in. 2 more. The body has to work as a team on this one. 1 more. And we slowly take our time and lower it back down. Let's give those hamstrings a little break. So roll those legs out. Keep it straight out. Bring your right leg straight up and grab behind that calf or the ankle or the thigh, but never grab behind your knees, okay? Inhale, and the exhale, pull it a little closer. Good. And then put that leg down on the ball. And then let's switch to the other leg. Bring it straight up. Grab behind it wherever you can reach. Wonderful. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Try to pull it a little closer. Good. Take that leg down to the ball. Keep the legs in parallel, not turned out, and pull the ball back in. I'm going to take my hands again behind my head. You can choose to kind of do a little mix of up and down. So I'll do that first. I'm going to roll my ball out. And then as I bend my knees back in, I'm going to crunch up. And I'll put my head down as I roll it out. And I bring it back in. Now, if you want, keep your head lifted. And I'm going to hold it out for 3 counts and come back in. And we press it out and hold. And we come back in resistance. Now harder, reach the arms behind you. Hold. Then bring the fingertips towards the ball. And I reach away. Hold. 2, 3. Exhale. As I reach away, I inhale. 2, 3, to exhale. Good. Keep that back heavy. Keep those thighs connected. 2 more. Inhale. 2, 3, to exhale. Now I'm going to hold it here, and on the exhale, bring your right leg straight up. I'm going to pull it twice. 1, 2, put it down on arm, stay. Other leg comes up, pull it. 1, 2, and exhale. Shh, shh. Inhale down. Shh, shh. You can have your head down or head up or a little bit of both in between, but not in between having your head parallel. You know that, right? Here we go. One more each side. And pull, pull. One more. Pull, pull. Head down. Bend your knees in. Have your hands on your shins. Walk your toes up that ball and give a little tug of the knees into the chest. All right, we're going to use the ball to make this exercise harder. It's a double straight leg lower lift. So grab onto the sides of your ball with your feet. And we're going to bring it straight up. And as we slowly press it up, my back and abdominals went in deeper. Now, if you're going to keep your head down on the mat, I want you to put your hands under your butt. If you're going to have your head lifted, I want hand over hand behind the head. Legs are straight, elbows are wide. We're going to lower, 2, 3, squeeze into the ball to come up. Inhale, 2, exhale. 1, 2, 3. We got it. 1, 2, 3. Keep those legs long. Glutes have to be firing. Core has got to stay heavy. So be careful how low you go. 1, 2, 3. Press into your ball. 1, 2, 3. Press into your ball. 2 more. And lift. And last one. Bend your knees and let the ball come down to the floor, and your head will come down with it. I'm going to keep my hands behind my head, take my feet back on top of my ball. So both knees are in. If you're going to lift your head, I'm going to cue inhale nothing, exhale crunch up. Now try if you can to have your head come up, but if you have an issue with your neck that you absolutely cannot lift your head, you're going to have to do this the best you can without the head lifted. So the leg closest to me is going to bend in. The other leg presses out, and I'm going to rotate towards my bent leg. I come back into neutral. Other leg presses out, I twist away. Come back to center. I'm going to exhale as I twist. Inhale in. Exhale, hold. Inhale. Can you feel your abdominals? Heck yeah. Reach. So I'm trying to keep my shoulders off my mat. I'm trying not to have my elbow come all the way around to the side of my head. Keep those arms in a diagonal. Make sense? Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more, we'll finish. Away from the center. And release. Woo! Take those arms out like a T. Palms up. Float your knees to one side. I'm going to look away from those knees. Keep my shoulders heavy. Bring it back up to center. I'm going to look away from the ball. Keep my shoulders heavy as I rotate. And bring it back to center. Grab the ball with your feet. Hand it to your hands. We're going to rock ourselves up. How'd that go? That was a lot of core work. But you had some support. You always had a leg on the ball, right? Okay. Let's stretch our spines. So imagine you're up against a wall from the back of your head all the way down to your seat. My arms are going to stay long. I'm going to inhale, grow taller. On the exhale, draw your chin to your chest. And for every inch my ball goes forward, my belly button goes back. Now don't lean back. Suck your belly in. Gently pinch your sits bones. Inhale back up. And as I'm coming up, my shoulders are reconnecting to my spine, to my rib cage. Exhale. Eyes to belly. Push that belly button back. Flex those feet. Inhale up. Melt the shoulders down. Exhale. Press the back of the legs further towards the floor. I'm pressing my legs down so much, my heels are almost pretty much off the mat by an inch. And I roll it away. Exhale. And I inhale here. Now I'm going to take my forearms and elbows onto my mat. I'm going to take my feet onto my ball. I'm going to roll that ball closer towards me. I'm in a frog position. That means my knees are as wide as my frame. My heels are connected. My toes are on my ball. Now I'm just going to press out and come in. Now this looks quite easy, but if you do it Pilates style, the belly is going to be pulling that ball back in. Like I'm doing an ab crunch is how I should feel. Press it out, bring it in. I inhale out, I exhale in. Now hold this out. The leg closest to me is going to tap right down onto the mat. Bring it up. Do that again. So this is working the front of my hip. Yes, the quad is working. The belly, of course. Shoulders should be going down your back. I'm reaching this leg long. And 2. And 1. Roll that ball back in. Inhale. Exhale, pause. Now the opposite leg. I slide it, I tap my mat, lift it up. And guess what else is supporting this movement? My glute. Okay, the leg that's moving. Take your time, be very precise, be very controlled, and move from your center. Inhale down, exhale up for 3. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale, exhale 1. Bring the ball back in. I'm going to take my feet to the floor, straighten my legs, and grab my ball before it rolls away. Everybody get their balls? All right, we're going to do corkscrew with the option to go over your head in a rollover. If you have any issue with your neck, your spine, or eye pressure, you never take your legs over your body, okay? So you would simply just keep doing the circles. So we're going to lie back, grab the ball with your hands. We're going to put the ball between our feet. And I'm going to try to have my heels turned in, toes turned out. Back issues, if the abdominals are feeling kind of weak today and you need more support, put your hands under your seat to protect your lower back, okay? Otherwise, my arms are going to be reaching long to my side, and I have constant pressure with my inner thighs, okay? If you can't get your legs over your hips, soften the knees a little bit, okay? So we're going to go towards the screen first. So we're going to go towards the screen, down, around, center. Now go away from the screen. So I'm the screen, right? In case you weren't sure, where's the screen? The screen's right there. Inhale, exhale. Just make sure you're alternating your circles. Now, if you want to add the rollover, okay, I'm going to go to one direction. Inhale, exhale, and I roll my legs over. I roll it back down, bring my legs back up to 90, and I circle the other direction. I inhale, exhale. And another option, instead of going over your body, I'll show that next. So we circle to one side, inhale, exhale. You can just lift straight up, and I'll go the other direction. So you pick it. Don't lift up at all, go up and over. And we go one more each direction, and you're going to choose where you go. Today I'm feeling like I like this. Roll over. And we'll just do one more. Inhale, to exhale. Inhale, squeeze, and rock yourself all the way up, and slide your feet down and grab onto your ball. Okay, how'd that go? Okay, did you pick the right level? No one got hurt? Okay, so I'm going to take my legs. That's a good thing. I'm going to take my legs wider than my mat, and my ball is in the center for right now. I'm going to bend my arms, and as I bend my arms, I pulled up taller. Now press out around the spine. As you bend the elbows in, sit tall. Think of the chest trying to touch the ball. And then press out, and the belly goes away from the ball. Pull it in, sit tall. So I'm trying to set you up as tall as I can for saw. And I roll it out, scoop your belly. I'm going to come in here, and now I'm going to stay. So I'm going to roll my ball. You're going to turn to face me. So I'm going to roll that ball. And then the hand that's closest to the outside of this leg is going to reach back, and this is going to go forward. You're going to come back in, and you're going to switch. So this hand that was just behind me is going to go on your ball, rotate away from me, look at your back hand, come back in. Take it right against that inner thigh, roll it out, bring it back up against the inner thigh, stretch. So this is spinal rotation. Nope. Would you like to? And reach it long. Bring it in strong. And then I'm just going to take my legs, because I felt like this was a good thing to do right now, and just roll it out. So I'm sitting cross-legged. If that's not for you, you can do a butterfly pose, right? Just releasing my hips. Just feels good to do this. I'm going to roll my ball to one side, but keep my tail down. I'm going to roll my ball to the other side, and we're going to get ready to do some extension work. All right, so I'm going to come up onto my knees. Yay. All right, so anybody who this is not going to work for you, get rid of your ball and do a traditional swan where our hands are under our armpits and we lift up and keep the belly button on the floor. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. So I'm going to take my body, my torso, on top of my ball. Let me slide my thing down a little bit. All right. My legs are going to be wide. So I have a nice, strong base. Okay. I'm going to take my hands and put them behind my ball. Now, if you're like, okay, I don't feel stable, I need to have my hands on the mat, your hands will come here. Okay? So we're all going to drape over this ball. When you drape over that ball, I want your navel to almost pull away from that ball. My feet have got to be anchored. Now, as I start to lift my chest up, my hands will press into my ball. And here's my extension. As I come back over, I'm rounding. So if your hands are on the mat, you would straighten those arms, squeeze your seat, and then come back over your ball. Or the hands are here. I press through my ball. Shoulders are mounted. You got to squeeze your seat in extension, and you'll come back down. Your neck is just along for the ride with the chest. The chest is lifting. The neck is attached to the rest of the spine. Exhale over. If you want, take your hands behind your head. Lift up. It's a little bit harder. Exhale down. I'll give you another option. You'll lift up and you'll twist to one side, come back to center and go over. I'll inhale up. On the exhale, I'll twist the other direction and come over. Do one more each side if we're twisting. If not, you're just bringing it up and taking it right back down. You don't have to twist. And the twist is small. I inhale, squeeze my seat coming up. I exhale. I inhale back to center. I come back down. Then I'm going to stretch back into a child's pose. So I take my ball into my hands and reach it out. Feel the length in your spine as I reach my arms forward and my tail goes back. Now let's do some spinal balance. So I'm going to take my body over the ball again, but this time I'm going to be hands and knees, and I'm going to have my thighs right up against my ball. Otherwise, if I'm here, my knees and hips aren't in a straight line. So I may even have a little bit of pressure in that ball just so I can have my knee and my hip straight and my shoulders over my wrists. Now again, I'm going to pull my belly button away from that ball. So I'm not going to collapse. I'm going to slightly tuck my tail, flatten out my back. The left leg is going to slide long. Bring it back in. Now as I slide my right leg, I need to keep my right hip on that ball and bring it back in. Now when my left leg goes out, I'm going to reach my right arm and I come back in. Then I'm going to slide, so I always have contact with my mat. Now harder, I'm going to take my foot off my mat. But I still need to keep my hip on the ball. I come back down. Right leg, left arm. My right hip is still on that ball. Come back down. Keep the core engaged. Don't be heavy on your ball. I inhale as I slide out and exhale. One more each side. Lengthen and scoop. And last one, lengthen and scoop. Now, you're more than welcome to just hold this position and squeeze into your armpits and pull your belly in. I'm going to take a leg back, followed by another leg. I'm going to hold this right here. I'm going to make sure I'm in a nice straight line. Squeeze into your armpits. Belly's pulling in. I'm barely touching that ball with my abdominals. I'm squeezing my thighs together. My glutes are working. I don't want you to feel any strain in your back. Do you feel like a solid beam of steel from head to heel? I hope so. 8, 7, 6, 5. If your wrists are doing okay, take your right foot off the mat. Hold. 2, 3. Come back down. Left foot. Hold. 2, 3. Come back down. You've got to keep the arms and legs super strong. Squeeze lemons with those armpits. Keep those shoulders where they should be. Keep it going. I lift up. We'll do one more. Lengthen. And then bring one knee down at a time. And I'm going to stretch back. I'm going to take the ball with me this time. I'm just going to let my body round over that ball. So my belly's pulling in. Yep. And my wrists are feeling a little stretch here as well. Good. Now I want you to walk or kneel all the way to the back of your mat. In fact, you might even have to come off in order to stay on. Now, if this wigs you out, I'll try to give you another way to get on the ball. But we're going to be laying on the ball. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push with my feet. Just roll out until I'm in this position. Yeah, isn't that fun? All right, now, I want the ball on your quads. So see my shins? See, there's no ball on my shins, okay? Now, I'm going to reach nice and long, but my legs have to stay lifted so they can't drop down. Not yet. Squeeze your armpits, pull the belly in, and here we are. Reach long. Inhale. Don't let those legs drop. Now, exhale. Everything has to be like a rock. Inhale. Don't arch. Press your back up against that ceiling. Come back in. Now, bend your elbows. Press back up. Do it again. Bend your elbows. Press back up. Inhale down. My legs go up as my elbows go down. If you don't like this, don't do it. But it's not a ponytail push-up. You know, when you drop your head and your ponytail hits, but nothing else went. Right? I call that the ponytail push-up. One more. Down. Up. Now, I want you to reach these arms as long as they can go. Then drop your toes to the floor. Okay? So you got to let those arms go as straight as they can. Otherwise, you're going to be way up here, and I need to be back here. I'm going to come onto my forearms. Okay? Now, sometimes I feel like I'm going to fall off my mat, and I just curl my mat in and hold on to it like a handle. So if you feel you need to do that, do that. Okay, so it's for glutes. Belly pulls in. I'm going to bring my legs to a diagonal, and I come back down. And lift. Belly pulls away from the ball as you come back down. Squeeze your bum. Squeeze your bum. Come back down. Inhale. Exhale. Lift up. Those legs are almost in a diagonal. And then come back down. Make sure your toes can touch. Cindy, move back more. Walk back. Yep. Good. Right there. Yep. See how your toes can touch? Or is that ball too big for you? Okay. Lift. I didn't think it was. All right. Lift up. Now this time, I'm going to hold it up, and I'm going to swim. So you better be pulling that belly in. Pull that belly in. Reach those legs long. Minimal movement in the hips. Minimal movement. It's from your legs. It's from the glutes. It's from your core. You should not be arching. You should not be sinking. My belly is on that ball. For 4, get those legs higher. 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees and make a frog. So my knees are going to the sides of my ball. If you're not pulling your belly in and you're getting this big arch, I guarantee your back is getting very tired right now. All right, so here's why I grip onto my mat. All right, so I'm going to lift my thighs up off the ball, come back down. I like to call these butt blasters, right? Who doesn't want a nice butt? Lift up. That's just a perk, right? You want to have a strong seat because that's what's going to get you out of your car, right? Out of a chair. It's a perk if you just have a good-looking butt, right? From doing all these things. Okay. Here we go. Let's do 8 more. 8. Belly pulls in. And 7. How's it going? Do you feel your glutes working? 6. Okay. Shh. Exhale on the up. 4. 3. I don't know about you, but I feel, at least I hope you do. Now hold this one up and pulse. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees. Take the feet back on the mat. Roll yourself back. Take that ball out. Was it worth it? Okay. Stronger glutes. Stronger glutes. We're aiming for it. I'm going to rock my ball again to one edge of my mat. And then rock it to the other. And then rock it. And then rock it. And let's come up to a high kneel. I think I do this in all my ball classes, the thigh stretch, because I love the thigh stretch. All right, so our legs are one fist width apart. And I want you to feel like you're pressing your hips towards your ball. So that way we're not arched, okay? Everything's pulling in. I want you to find something to look at in front of you so you keep your eyes focused on that so you don't throw your head back, okay? So what we're going to do is take our body in this nice long diagonal as far as we can go and then bring ourselves back up. Where did you feel the stretch? It should be right here. Yes, yes. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I can barely move back, that's okay. Your quads can only go as far as they're flexible, but that will help with your flexibility. It's a stretch. Pull that navel in and up. Inhale. Exhale. I ground my knees into the floor, my feet into the floor. I'm still looking at whatever it is in front of me. And just give me one more. Inhale. And exhale. Stretch back again. All right, let's go on to our sides. All right, so mirror me and put my head on this direction. I'm going to take the ball between my feet. Yep, mirror me. You can either lay all the way down on your arm or you can prop yourself up. But this bottom portion of your rib cage should stay nice and light. Okay, and we're going to lift these legs up and down. I'm going to push my free hand down as I lift up. Press. There you go. If it's too hard and you're like this, come down. Because when I'm up like this, I'm already more flexed from my hip. And lift. Shoulders should be relaxed. Belly, inner thigh, outer thigh, glutes, lots working here. So make sure your top shoulder isn't coming up. You got it. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Now I'm going to hold this one up. Now I'm going to take little circles forward, around, and pause. Round to come up. You can do this without a ball. You can do it with a small mini ball. And now let's reverse. I go back, around, up. Round to come up. And 3. And 2. And 1. And release. Roll that ball in so my hand can take it. And bring it over your head. It's going to be harder to balance, just FYI. And I want you to take your legs towards the front edge of your mat. And if you are already in the center, you can go off your mat, but have your legs angled like almost in a 45-degree angle. Turn your top kneecap away from you. I want you to slide the top knee, lift up, press into the ball as you lengthen. Trace your inseam, lift it up, Now lengthen, and the belly pulls in and up. Inhale to exhale. Now let's reverse it. Inhale, find your inseam. Now slide all the way out until those heels touch. Inhale, bend, slide all the way out. Last one. Inhale to exhale. Very nicely done. We'll bend those knees. We'll bring that ball towards us, and we'll bring it all the way up. Now I want you to stay here in a little mermaid position. So my knees are apart, and this arm has my ball. And I just want you to stretch in a nice straight line. And then bring it up. And do that again. Inhale to exhale. Last one. Now take your top arm and rotate it, and two palms now are facing the ball. And I want you to bring your spine up when you pull the ball towards you and press it back out. And then pull it in, inhale, and exhale. And one more. Inhale to exhale. Take that arm back off. Bring it on up. Grab onto your shin. Pull the ball towards you. It won't stay. We can't do the other side, but I'm going to try and do the other side. Okay. Ball won't stay still. All right, let's go to the other side. Let's put our head to the other end of our mat. We'll catch the mermaid on this side for the reverse direction. All right. So I kind of come back a little bit. You can prop the head up, or you can lay all the way down. All right, so remember, bottom rib cage is nice and light. Then I'm going to lift both legs up and down. Relax this top shoulder. Press through this palm to lift. Inner thighs are working to squeeze that ball in, and my outer thigh and outer hip is working here as it comes up. Obliques. Yes. Don't hold that breath. Same speed up, same speed down. Up and down. Up slow, down slow. Love these. 3, 2. Now let's challenge ourselves. Let's hold this up, and we circle forward. Round to come up. Round to come up. Woo! Round to come up. One more. And now let's reverse it. Make sure your glutes are involved. Inner thighs. Abdominals. One more. And release. Roll that ball into your hand. And we're going to lay with that ball between our arms. And I'm going to scoot my feet forward. My bottom rib cage is going to stay light. I'm going to take my top kneecap, rotate to the ceiling, passe, trace your inseam, lift up, lengthen all the way out to that heel. Inhale to exhale. Inhale, resist. Now let's reverse it. We'll come up, bend, slide it out. Push that bottom leg down as you bring this leg up, lengthen long. Last one, inhale to exhale. Good. Bend those knees in. Bring the ball in front of you. And we'll do our mermaid. So my bottom leg is bent on the ground. My top leg is behind me on the ground. Arm is reaching long. Again, nice long line here on the inhale. Exhale. Watch this shoulder. Make sure it doesn't get cranky, okay? Connect it. Keep it connected. Inhale. Keep your hips pressing down. We add on. We'll inhale. Rotate. Two palms face the ball. Keeping the arms straight. I extend my spine up, and I bring it back down. So I'm looking at that ball. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale to exhale. Turn to face me. Bring it up and bring that ball in. All right, turn to face your ball. I'm going to start with the ball down by my shins and me pressing into my ball. So it's like shins part of my knee. We're going to reach it long, keep tension on the ball, and we're going to roll it back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Eyes to belly, find that lower back. Bring it up, no momentum, right? And then bring it down. Shh. Keep that ball tight. We'll bring it back up. Now another option is to take the ball further out and rest your feet on it, okay? And that's a way of doing teaser and not having to weigh the legs so much, okay? So you do the same thing. You would roll it down, exhaling down, and you would inhale, bring yourself back up. Yeah. Now, sometimes I can do that, and sometimes I can't. Yeah. It's like, hey, you know, or I end up jumping up on count. Yeah. See, I don't want to jump up, right? Let's try it together. We'll try it together. Okay. Yeah, we do need a rope. I like that. Take the eyes to your belly. Yeah, that's hard because I'm not using my legs to help me lift. Now, I guarantee you, if I said, put your ball off to the side, right? Now, this is only if you are able to hold your legs out like this and keep your back heavy, right? But if I told you to have your legs like this, I bet you could come up. See, I can come up. Yeah. So sometimes I like to revisit my legs up on my ball and see how much control my body has. It helps if you scream when you come. Should we try that? Okay. All right, you guys are starting to get crazy on me. All right. So let's try another version of that. Okay? So let's bend our knees and take our hands on top of our ball. So you can still use that small ball behind you, and you don't have to add this ball to it. It's like a big boulder, right? So I'm going to roll down. Maybe I shouldn't put my head all the way down, and my arms are still straight. Now I'll draw my chin to my chest. I'm going to find my lower back. And I'm going to peel up until my ball is on top of my knees. I don't go over onto my shins. I stay here on my little track. I exhale down. Tuck your tail. Good. Draw your chin to your chest. Find that lower back. Lift up. Inhale. Exhale. Tuck your tail. Shoulders melt. Boom, boom, boom. Now, no momentum, right? Chin to chest. Find that lower back. Slow, slow. And this will help you get your teasers better and bring it down. Now, grab the ball with your hands. Reach it behind you and lengthen those legs nice and long. Gladly. So I'm going to bring the ball up over my chest, and I want you to bring your legs up against that ball. And I want you to have your hands on the front of that ball closest to you. And I want you to press your feet and ankles and shins into the ball and your hands into the ball. And I want you to have your legs straight and over your hips. I'm going to take my right leg, left arm, and it's going to go away from my center. I'm going to come up, and I'll switch. Left leg, right arm. My back should not leave the mat. Inhale. Are you still pressing into the ball? I inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Keep that shin and hand pressing into that ball. Keep your back heavy. If it can't stay heavy, you're lowering the leg too low for you. Now hold it. Now I want to take my left leg, right arm out to the side and then come back up. So I'm not going this way, I'm going to the side. So I'm going to reach side, and I'm trying to keep my pelvis stable. It's not allowed to go with me. So my left arm is going to the left, my right leg is going to the right. Inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale, exhale, bend your knees. I want you to put the ball underneath your feet, and I want you to do like a butterfly stretch. So my palms of my feet face each other and my knees turn out. I'm just going to put my hands against the inside of my thighs and just give a little push away. Does that feel good? Okay, just checking. That was my plan. All right, bend those knees. Grab the ball with your feet. Hand it to your hands and rock yourself up. And I want you to come to a high kneel. You are almost done. Come to a high kneel. And let's have the ball on this side of our body. You're going to mirror me. You're going to face me and put the ball on this side of your body. All right, so keep your thigh against that ball. Then I'm going to melt into my ball until my hand is on the floor. Okay? Take this hand behind your head. Hold a lemon in your bottom armpit. Pull the belly in and up and keep this light on the ball. Lift this leg up and lower it down. So I'm going to squeeze my seat, my abdominals, my outer thigh, my outer hip. And I'm pulling my navel in and up. Watch that bottom shoulder. Now I'm going to hold this one here. I'm going to flex my toes to the front of the room. I'm going to slide my leg forward, point my toes, come back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Can you give me one more? Exhale. Inhale. Exhale back to center and release. Now I'm going to take this arm that's on the ground. I'm going to wrap it around my ball. I'm going to do a little side sit up. Now, if this is not enough support for you and you're like, no way, bend your arm and just minimally use it. But I want you stretching here and then squeezing there. Inhale over, exhaling up. Over, 2, 3, up. You're squeezing this oblique. You stretch over to stretch it. You come up to strengthen it. It's not a neck thing, right? It's the obliques. 2 more. 1 more. And I'm going to take this hand back to the floor and stretch this one over. Yay. Take your hand to the ball. Bring yourself up to that high kneel again. All right, other side. Falling apart. Okay, here we go. Ball to the other thigh. Knees are bent. Take the opposite leg that's not next to the ball straight out. Bring yourself into the ball. Try to keep it against you. Hand behind the head. Shoulders connected to your back. Belly in. Lift this leg. Lower. Inhale to lower. Are you holding a lemon with this bottom armpit? Keep that shoulder connected to your back. 2 more. Lift. 1 more. Hold this one up and flex your toes to face the front of the room. We'll exhale forward. Inhale back. Belly presses in. Back of the leg and glutes fire. And reach. 2 more. Inhale back. Keep those hips stacked, but try to take it as far forward and far back as you can. Bring it back to center and lower it down. So here's where I'm going to do my side sit-ups. You can either keep your hand on the mat or you hug around the side of that ball. So I go over my ball. The only place you're not allowed to have your arm is up here because that's helping me way too much. Got it? Okay. Over, 2, 3, lift, 2, 3, over. So if I'm not high enough on that ball, I won't be able to go over enough to feel the strength. And over, and lift, and over. That left shoulder was bothering you? The left one? Try crossing. Then try doing it across so it's not here. I'm saying let go across and touch your shoulder. Touch the opposite shoulder. There you go. But while you're taking your chest to the ball, so you want to keep your chest towards the wall in front of me. Yeah, that threw you off. Take your hand to the floor and reach long. Yes. Okay, bring it on up. And we're going to do our first stretch again. So I'm going to ask you to sit on top of your ball. I want to make sure you're leaving here feeling nice and open and stretched. So I'm going to ask you again to walk your feet out And the butt's going to come down towards almost one hand's width to my fingers, to my wrist. That's where my butt is. And I'm going to go over my ball again. And then curl that chin to your chest. Use your abdominals to come back up. So vertigo suffers. You stop here at parallel. You don't drop your head all the way down. Use your abdominals to come back up. Now this time, I can touch my head to my ball, so I'm going to let my arms go out to the sides. But if your head cannot touch the ball, you need to keep your hands behind your head. And if you want, you can straighten those legs and stretch even further. Bend your knees. Hands go back behind the head. Nod that chin to your chest. And I'm going to try and walk myself up. You can have your hands on your ball if you'd rather. You can reach your hands forward. I want you to bring yourself all the way up. Good. I want you to stand up for me. All right, we're going to finish with like a roll down. So I'm going to start with my legs into a Pilates stance. Now I'm already forward to hold on to my ball. Okay? Now all I want you to do is as you roll the ball out, your tail feels like it's going to the wall behind you. Then chin to chest, shoulders connected to the back, and you round and scoop. And roll it back out. Exhale, round. Pull it in from the core, from your belly. Lengthen. Try to keep the hips, knees, and ankles in a straight line. Here's what I'm going to give you an example. When you're pressing out, don't let your butt shift back. You want to keep more weight on your toes. Yep. And you'll bring it back up. I'm going to grab onto the sides of my ball and press into the sides of the ball. Pull your belly in and slowly bring yourself up from your core. Then I'm going to walk to the center of my mat. My legs are going to be parallel. I'm going to rest my ball on. You can see how I'm going to hug the front of my ball. Then I'm rounded over my ball, but my knees are bent. So this should be like I could watch TV like this, okay? I want you to glide your ball towards the screen and then glide it away from the screen. And I'm trying to keep my hips still by moving and twisting from my thoracic spine. And this shouldn't be like, oh my gosh. This is like just for stretching. Nice and easy. I'm going to hold the center. And I'm going to slowly start to straighten. I want you to press your hips towards your ball as you do a little bit of an extension. Yep. And then you'll release. And you have made it. Woo! Now you can bounce the balls.